feel really lucky to be here today. And not in a lucky to be alive way, I just mean that I generally get ID'd in pubs, so I'm just really pleased when they let me stay. I am 18 though. I have been for nearly 10 years, believe it or not. I had a colleague call me the other day, and she actually said that she thought she'd rung the wrong number because she thought she was talking to, and I quote, a little girl. This is a true story. And I met the boss of my company for the first time, and he said, "Does your mum know that you've gone out in the cold in a t-shirt?" My mum lives over 100 miles away, and no, she didn't know. So I went to the hairdressers, and this is the hairdressers in my hometown because I can't bring myself to spend £50 in London to have my split ends removed. And you know when the hairdresser says, "Do you want a cup of tea or a cup of coffee?" And this hairdresser asked me if I wanted a squash. And it was really awkward because I actually did want a squash. I didn't want to encourage her though, so I had to say no. And so we got talking, and I mentioned that I lived in London, and she said, "Oh, are you studying there?" And I said, "No, I haven't studied for over 5 years." And then I could see her looking to the side, and I could see the cogs turning while she worked out how I'd managed to complete a degree at such a young age. This is all true. And then the conversation developed. We were talking about hairstyles and hair products, and I just mentioned that I use this product called Dust It in my hair. And she said, "Oh, does your mum order that for you?" And it really puzzled me, because even if she did think I was 18 or 19, 20 even, did she think I couldn't use the internet? And why did she presume I couldn't just walk into a shop and buy it for myself? And this was puzzling me so much that I actually just answered, yeah, she does. And so it came to the end, and I came to pay, took out my card, and she said, "Oh, we don't take cards here, it's just cash only." I said, "Oh, it's all right, my dad's just waiting outside for me in the car, so I'll just go get some money off him." And I felt like I'd walked back in holding his hand. But it does work for me sometimes, this whole age thing, because, you know, if a charity worker stops me in the street and says, "Oh, excuse me, madam, are you over 18? I say, "No." "No, I'm not." I say, "Have a nice day." So it does work both ways. So I'd say about living in London, another thing that I'm not too keen on is the tube. And one particular occasion when I'd had a lovely evening with my boyfriend, it was one of our early dates, and we'd had a nice evening out, been taken to the theatre, and we had a nice meal, and then we got on the tube to come home, and there was a nice young man sat opposite us, and he was fast asleep, and I was a little bit concerned about him, and I thought, oh God, he's going to miss his stop. It's going to be really horrible if he wakes up and he doesn't know where he is. And so we watched him for a little while, not in a weird way, and I even considered waking him up. And I don't know whether you've ever been on a tube and really wanted to sit down and thought, oh, how am I going to get a seat? Well, I'll tell you, the perfect way is to projectile vomit from the sleeping position. That carriage will clear right out. And so that was a lovely memory that I had then of the first time I washed my boyfriend's clothes was to remove a stranger's vomit. But I do have quite a lot of weird thoughts. So, like, the weirdest things are like, you know, why do we every evening put ourselves into a little soft, squishy box in a darkened room and quite enjoy letting ourselves slip into unconsciousness every evening? And how we quite like to do that with someone else in the box as well, even though for the majority of the time we're there, completely unaware that that person's even there. And also, the good one is if we hear a sound that we like, and we'll just start like flinging our limbs around, and then if we really like it's like a bigger fling, and we like to do that in a group in public. Why would you want anyone to see you do that? And also there's the whole, if you like something or you want to congratulate someone or just generally drum up some excitement, we just start banging our hands together, like if you didn't know that clapping existed, and I just started banging my hands together with like a big grin on my face, I think you'd be a bit worried. And also, this is particularly for girls, that why girls find it necessary, even in winter, to remove hair from their legs and their underarms, yet to have like a huge mound